Hey all, so in this next video we're going to be looking at any of you. I think we've all been there, you might still be there. I want to lose the last 5-10 pounds. I want to see my abs. I want this. I want to see this pumped. I want to see this pumped, but I want to be shredded, whatever it is, okay? If you say any of these things, this video is for you. And if you don't, or you have in the past, this video is also for you because you're going to have some takeaways. And I'm going to go into, is the juice worth the squeeze? So is the juice worth the squeeze for the last 5-10 pounds, for your abs, for you to get shredded that last bit where you may be plateaued? I did a video on what it might take if you're thinking to compete or look at the last 5-10 pounds, setting a more rigid goal that's going to be challenging, that requires a lot of thought. If you're thinking to compete, what are the elements also around costs that you need to look at, why you need to be in life when you're thinking to compete? I would check that video out. I don't have my pen with me. Normally I have my pen. I've got my notebook, but I don't have my pen. I'll hopefully link it in the below, but if not, do check it out. It's very simple. It's more or less about if you're thinking to compete. But let's make a note here, because then it will make it easier for you if I can. Okay, so when we're thinking to lose the last 5-10 pounds, what it's going to take, okay, and I'm going to go into this because as someone who's coached people during bodybuilding competition and preps, it's not as glamorous as people think, and it's not to mention the body dysphoria that I've seen that follows, which is so hard to overcome. It may seem like it's harmless or a fun goal, but honestly, it's not either. I want to be fully aware. I want to really make you fully aware of the cost of trying to get this lean, and hope it sheds some light, because it really does take a lot. At the same time, it can be very rewarding, but you must have a coach, because post it, not only do you need to be careful, but there's a lot of mental and emotional along the way, and post it where you need to get back into the right mind frame. You've been on a very strict, rigid routine and diet for such a long time. When you try to eat something normal, mentally sometimes you're going to think, no, I can't, because I'm just suddenly going to gain 20 pounds and not even go back into balance. So you need to really work with a coach. If you've just had a competition, you're looking to work with a coach, I would also advise it just for maintenance, because it's mentally going to help you. Body dysphoria can happen as well if you've been very much overweight. I've been there and I've lost the weight, and I've gone through being very slim and having abs, and then being at a sustainable weight, and then also looking to develop muscle mass and strengthen, which means that you will not necessarily be at your lowest weight or most shredded look. So let's dive into it, okay? One is, obviously, you need to stick to your macros, you need to stick to training, you need to stick to walking, and you need to cardio with damn near 90 to 100% precision and accuracy 7 days a week, not 80%, and not only 4 to 5 days a week. It is a full-time thing. You can actually lose friends, and that's just because you don't have no time to go out, meet with your friends. You're doing like cardio maybe in the morning, you're doing your training in the evening, and you need to weigh up whether that's worth it. Maybe it's worth it for one-time experience, but constantly in and out where you take like a 1 or 2 month rest, or if you're going for a couple of competitions one after the other, some people do that because then you're already in sort of more or less ready for the next competition, but you might need to tweak certain things depending on the competition type. So it's just a lot easier to continue. But those days do also take their toll. And I've definitely been there where I've gone down to be very shredded and slim, and it takes a lot. Number 2, say no to alcohol. And minimal eating out is very essential, because you really don't know, even though it's noted as healthy, you don't know what else is in there, okay? Number 3 is no guesstimate or eyeballing portions. How many of us eyeball portions? Or how many of us, if we're cooking, we're like, a pinch of salt, yeah, I'm just eyeballing it, and you're putting things in because you get used to it. But this is no. When you want to lose your last 5-10 pounds, or have obviously a more rigid goal, get your cardio and high steps in, low calories intake. Number 5, be consistent as hell. Number 6, experience poor feedback. Lose your menstrual cycle could be one. Have poor sleep, low energy. Be moody, be hungry all the time. And that's where I say you could isolate yourself and lose the connection of your friendships, because you don't have the energy to go out. And when you do go out, it needs to be at certain places, because obviously you're not going to be able to probably eat what's there. Those that compete, that are females, often lose their menstrual cycle, and you're going to have low energy, you're going to be sleepy. Sometimes during competitions, a lot of it's about, a lot of it is about manipulation of your different macros. But then a lot of it is often around lower carbs as well at certain times, which means low energy, and you need to still output that energy during your training. You're not feeding your body. You're going to feel moody, you're going to feel hungry all the time. When you're hungry, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to bed early because I can't stand being hungry, I'm moody. If I don't go to bed, or just try and switch off to take something to go to bed, I might just go and have something to eat. Number 7, the quality of life in your relationships are going to suffer more than one way, more ways than one. They will suffer. What many don't realize is that getting to this level of leanness, of losing the extra 5 and 10 pounds, so you've lost the weight and now you're looking at fat loss, or you're looking at getting shredded, you're looking at bringing your body fat percentage down to an extreme. It needs next level consistency, adherence, and also mental agility. This is why it is so hard. And many times it's unsustainable, it's not healthy, depending on how lean you're looking to end up getting. I hope this sheds some light for you, and also it can make you weigh up, is it worth losing that 5-10 pounds? Sometimes when you're actually at a certain level of body fat percentage, a certain fat percentage, a certain weight, you're already lean. If you're looking to get leaner, this is where these things that I mentioned are obviously a lot extra, and this is where they are really felt. So I hope this helped. Like I said, I'm going into a brain freeze because I feel like I've got another subject to do a video on, and I don't want to mention because I know I'll digress. So do support the channel. I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and take care of yourselves, and bye for now. Bye.